That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? Ryan Reynolds, who is incredibly popular and very active on his social media, has just posted a deleted scene from Deadpool and Wolverine of Gambit surviving the final events of Deadpool and Wolverine, with him looking up to the sky and you seeing the glow and in his eye, the reflection of the sling ring portal opening up there. Now, many people, of course, in articles and whatever have pointed out that, you know, if you look during the end credit scene when Deadpool is going over the Johnny Storm death, on one of the TVA screens is that scene. Yeah, they threw that in there. It's still a deleted scene. Make no mistake about it. It's still a deleted scene. And it is definitely not canon because the TVA screens can show possible futures, possible alternate timelines. It doesn't mean they've happened or will happen or anything like that. So it's definitely not canon, none of that kind of stuff. But the clip to me felt like it was meant to be another post-credit scene. Because, you know, generally speaking, in Marvel movies, they do two post-credit scenes. One midway through the credits, one at the end of the credits. And Deadpool and Wolverine had one. It feels to me like this was meant to be one of those other ones. So I'm not sure whether that was the case and then why they decided to pull it, and yet Ryan Reynolds put it out publicly anyway. And by the way, it's not Ryan Reynolds' clip. That clip belongs to Disney and Marvel, which means Disney and Marvel gave their blessing to put that clip out. So it was Ryan Reynolds that shared it on social media, but it was really as Disney, Marvel, and Ryan Reynolds put it out there. You know, Channing Tatum has never wavered on his enthusiastic and expressed desire that he wants to play Gambit. And he has said things on late night talk shows like, I will kill kittens to still be able to play Gambit. I want to come back. Yeah, I mean, that's serious, man. That's serious. Chris, let me ask you the question. Does the very fact that this scene exists and that clearly Marvel and Disney and Ryan Reynolds, well, they okayed Ryan Reynolds taking it and putting it out to the world in the middle of all this discussion about we think Gambit should be given a chance and all that kind of stuff, is it a stretch for fans to look at that as saying, this is a tease that Channing Tatum may very well be back as Gambit? What do you think? Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Gametime. My wife Ann and I love going to events, whether they're comedy shows, concerts, an LA Lakers game. I mean, just the other night we went to go see Ronnie Chang and it was awesome. We love having these new experiences and new memories. And our sponsor Gametime makes getting tickets for concerts and events faster and easier, even if you don't buy tickets right away. Because prices on the Gametime app actually go down the closer you get to the show start time. With killer last minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Gametime takes the guesswork out of buying event tickets. I couldn't believe how easy and most importantly, intuitively, the entire app works. Finding the event I was looking for couldn't have been easier. The way it lays out the map of the venue, letting you know exactly where the seats are that you're looking for, and how easy the process was to choose and buy those tickets. So don't worry if you think you're too late to get tickets to that big event you and your friend want to go to. They have last minute deals. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, whatever. So guys, take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code Campea for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code Campea, CAMPEA, for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Oh, I think that's absolutely fair. I think it's an absolutely plausible thing because he's made no mistake that he wants to have this role, right? Ryan Reynolds has talked about how this was not enough. We were so happy we got to do this, but Channing needs to absolutely have his day in the sun to fully be this character and do it proper, right? Have his own film or show up with the X-Men, etc. I feel like it's a really smart move of Disney too. I agree with you. It feels like a post-credit scene, and I think that's what it was. Not a deleted scene, but a post-credit. And it's a smart way to just go, I mean, do you want him to make a name for himself? Do you? and test those waters. Kind of like what we had with giving everybody the, hey, you guys want John Krasinski to be Reed Richards? There you go. Here he is in something. Now that's done. How do you feel about that? Do you want to keep him? Do we want to have somebody else? It feels like they're kind of doing little teasers or little amuse-bouches of their characters, if you will, to go, is this what you guys want for your Marvel palette? No? Yes? Let us know. And I think it's a very savvy approach to doing things of, hey, we have these actors who are really well suited for these roles and could fit into the universe as we see fit. How do you guys feel about it? And it's a really interesting moment of just kind of audience synergy of here's the story that we're potentially going to tell. Here's what you guys have seen. Here's what you guys are asking for, and seeing if you can make all of those things meld together. I don't think the audience is always right, but I do find it to be an interesting choice to just kind of test those waters. And I'd love to see him come back, especially with maybe a little less Cajun, since everyone is like, that's not how they talk. Come on.
I would say, like, I've heard people ask, well, I mean, if Disney and Marvel want to tease that he could be coming back, why did they take it out of the movie? Why did they take it out of the movie? Why not leave it in the movie in a post-credit sort of way and all that kind of stuff? Here's what no one's told me this. This is just me speculating, okay? The idea of a revelation that Gambit survived at the end is redundant. The movie itself, Deadpool and Wolverine, already makes the claim that they survived. Remember, after Wolverine and Deadpool come out of the basement of the subway, he says to the TVA agent, hey, we had some friends who helped us out here. We wouldn't have made it here without them. Do you think you can maybe help them out? And she goes, I'll see what I can do, right? Not one person said we had some friends there. And sure enough, we see in the very end that they at the very minimum went and got Laura because she's at the end dinner scene. There's no reason to believe that when Deadpool gave him the request, we have some people who helped us out. They got the short end of the stick. Can we do something? There's no reason to believe that they did not also get Elektra and Blade and Channing Tatum. So my thought would be, well, then why did they pull the scene? I think they pulled the scene because it was redundant. We know, because of what Deadpool said and the fact that we saw Laura, that Blade, Elektra, Laura, and Gambit were probably pulled out of the void and probably pulled there. So it wasn't really that big of a shock and surprise because that's what's implied in the movie. It still would have been, and here's the thing. I think they know, since it was already redundant and implied in the movie, that this little clip will get a bigger reaction and pop by releasing it now online than by putting it in midway through the credits. And sure enough, what's happening? It's our lead story today. And by the way, it's our lead story because I went to our audience, I went to our channel members, and I asked, hey guys, and I listed all that, what do you think should be our main lead story today? And by a big margin, everybody said Gambit. So here we are. It clearly had a big impact of them releasing it now.
Yeah.
So I am curious to know your thoughts, Jonathan, as an impartial now third person here. Do you think them releasing this, clearly Reynolds had the blessing of Disney and Marvel. Do you think this is a tease that we're going to get more Channing Tatum as Gambit?
Oh, he about to make a name for himself.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah. No, I this is what I think. I think, number one, yes, you're right. It gets it back in the conversation. I think they were like, I don't want to put a ring on it right now and put it in the thing.
They're just talking.
But let's drop a few seeds later on. So I think at first they were going to be bold and have it in the post-credit scene. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, but what if we don't commit to this? Well, we can just add it. Not only is it a deleted scene, but we just have Ryan drop it like a month or so after. And then it's like a maybe.
That's a great point, too, because when Ryan and Hugh did that K-pop video, they talked about how, we didn't ask Disney. We just grabbed the suits and we just did this. Like, they don't know we're doing this. So there's already this narrative that Ryan Reynolds is just doing what he wants.
Yeah.
So it does
But taking footage from a movie is a different thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
But also if you have just your kind of general movie-going audience, who's like, Ryan Reynolds is gunning for him, so I love that. I love that he's campaigning for them. Listen to Ryan, Disney. Kind of adds to that. Definitely put a ring on it.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this released piece of footage that Ryan Reynolds put out on his social media, clearly with the blessing of Marvel and Disney? Do you think this is them teasing that he could be returning, or if you want to be more skeptical, is this just them using it as marketing, saying, guys, go back and see Deadpool and Wolverine again? Is it just cheap, free marketing to keep the buzz about Deadpool and Wolverine going? Maybe. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts.